Okay, so now we're gonna mess around a little bit with some more text. Um, Again, I was saying that we have this border, we have the way that the reason that it looks like it's textured is because we have it set to multiply. I had said that if I didn't like it, we would turn it back. I do like it, but I want to show you how to change it in case you don't like yours. Again, I'm on the layer that is my stroke layer, or that has my frame, and I'm going to effect, and this right here, this blend mode, if I set it back to normal, it gives me that solid color. Um, but I'm going to go back to multiply. You know, you can do whatever you want to do. You can add in blends if you like a difference blend, or if you like a um, subtract blend, or a vivid light blend. You know, you do it what you like to do. Um, Again, another thing that we talked about was whether or not to bring in some of that dark color. And I think I do like that. We'll see how that looks after we add in. I'm going to leave it at 25% because I do like the way it looks, at least on this monitor. I don't know how it's going to print, but that's something we can always change around. Okay, so now again, I want to add in some text, thinking I should also put in here Ecclesiastes 3, most likely. I'm going to do that right now. Um, Let me get this spelling correct. Ecclesiastes 3. I'll copy this, come back to my Photoshop, select it and paste it in. Okay, text tool, and paste Ecclesiastes 3. Maybe make that a bit smaller. Like that, something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I like that, but I don't want to mess around with that right now. So I'm going to go to the words that I want to bring in here, which is going to be a time all the way down to a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, a time of peace. I'm going to Control C to copy that, go back to Photoshop, grab a hold of my T tool, and I'm going to click on here, and that's going to give me a new text layer. This is called the insertion point weighting, and I'm going to Control V to paste it. And you can see that I have the paste in here. So first thing I want to do is change the color of this so I can see it better. I want to change it to black. Selecting it with the T tool, just kind of like dragging it down. Coming up here to the option bar of my text tool, and then clicking on here, and I'm just going to add black for now, and I can change it as I go. Okay, so yeah, I want to go back to that text tool, and I'm going to get rid of the verse numbers. And I'm selecting literally and hitting backspace. I'm selecting, drag select, backspace, drag select, backspace, drag select, backspace. And now the next thing is I think that there's too much space in here. So I want to take, select all of this. Now I'm going to come up to the option bar and click on this properties box, little button, and go to character. And this thing right here lets me move the amount of space in between each of my lines. Kind of like that. Kind of pushes it out a little bit. I want to see. There's that one line that's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna click off of this just so I can see. I'm gonna Control T and just kind of push this in a little bit. And I like that. I'm gonna close this for now. Now, I want this to be more or less a texture, and maybe like whoever's looking at this can see glimpses of it, but not necessarily read the whole thing. So it's not really meant to be read. So what I want to do is I think I want to cover the whole thing with this, and then deal with it after I have it covered. So again, I'm going to press Alt on my keyboard, and that's going to let me just copy and paste these lines. And I'm looking at this as a texture and not so much the words. I do want to use the words, but I really want to show this as a texture. And my mask tool is going to be super important here. So I'm going to bring this up so I can see a better look of it. So everything that has a time to be born is what I'm dealing with. So I'm going to hide all of these time to be born. I'm going to click on this first one. I'll move this out of the way. And there's a bunch of things I need to erase out of here. I'm going to hide this. I'm going to add this mask, and I'm going to like get rid of this over here. So I'm going to get my brush. I'm going to make this brush smaller using my left curly bracket. Make sure that my color is black. I'm just going to brush this off. Oh, my opacity set to 15. That's why it's not doing anything. I need to bring that up on my brush. Okay. And I'm going to bring in my second one. And I need to bring in my mask. And I think I want to nudge this down a little bit. Okay. Going to bring in my third one. Bring in my mask. Get my brush. And make this white so this one shows through. That's okay. Still going to put in a mask. I'm not going to do anything with the mask on that one though. Click on this one. Okay. Add a mask. Get rid of what's going on in here. Make sure it's black. Actually, I think I'm going to leave that and maybe try to find, oh wait, is it this guy? Okay, bringing this in, do the same thing, add a mask. I really do want to find that, I think, and bring this back in, but we'll see. Add a mask. Add a mask. I'm going to get my selection tool, and I erased this down here. I think I'm going to maybe bring that back. Okay, so all right, so now I have like the time two. And I'm gonna see about hiding the rest of these layers and hiding this top layer. Okay. And merging this. But I really want to make sure before I do that I have what I want insofar as the layout of this. And in here, I think I want to erase. Oh, it's too much. And maybe bring some of that back in. Okay. All right, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to, wait, hang on a second. Right click, rasterize type, and no. All right, don't do the raster. I mean, you can rasterize type, it doesn't matter at this point, but really what I want to do is, again, I just have a time to be born and time to be born, all of these layers right here. All of them are showing with the eyeball. No other layer is showing. I'm going to kind of come up to the layers properties and I'm going to merge visible. So that just gives me one layer, and I can easily delete it. I can, do whatever I want with it as it's manageable now. It's one layer. And I'm going to bring everybody else back. Okay, now this, what I want to do here is add in another mask, and I'm going to paint black the bottom here. I don't want it to be on the border at all. And now I'm going to start my blending. I'm going to try an overlay. And yeah, I like that overlay, and I think that's a good start. And I can kind of start to like push it down with my opacity. I can now make my brush kind of bigger. And now I'm going to take my brush opacity, drop down the opacity on the brush, oops, so that I can, kind of see the words. And I'm just going to like kind of dab it around so that it's not so there. But again, like if I want to bring it back, type in X, press X on your keyboard, change this to white, toggling between black and white to remove and take away and have different levels of opacity showing through. Always, like I was doing since the beginning, maybe not have anything on that blueberry. I'm just going to kind of clear that off of the blueberry. I'm going to bring up the opacity of my brush just to make it a little bit easier to clear that off. And yeah. So that's the picture. Again, this Ecclesiastes piece, I think no, I think I would just leave it in one spot, and maybe I would have it at the bottom. I'm not sure. I don't think I like it there. So we can take this and cut it. I'm selecting it, Control X to cut, and then maybe coming down here with, I'm going to reset my text tool by clicking the move tool and then the T tool again and then pasting it. And then I have my Ecclesiastes 3 here. Oops. Nudge it into place here, I guess. I don't know. Maybe do Ecclesiastes 3 here. And maybe change the font, the font color. I gotta zoom in. T. And yeah, that's nice. And let me get rid of this, whatever the heck this Z thing is, selecting it. Okay. And Control 0 puts everything back, and voila, our project. So that's it.